We're going live. All right. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Atish, you're up. You've been randomly
Chosen.
selected. Yeah.
It's my turn?
Yep. To lead the
Oh,
stand-up.
wow. Okay. Good morning, everyone. We'll start stand up with Ambuj. Please tell us what you're working on, if you have any blockers.
Yes, thanks, Ratish. Happy Wednesday, everyone. So I'm continuing my task of working on my RAG. So since Monday, I have implemented another version of it that is not hard-coded. It's working, it runs the script, but I still feel it's not as accurate as it could be. For example, if we have users who are being really specific in the sense, let's say this is the attribute, this is the attribute level, this is the AMC value, give me what the path, what the value is. So if we get really specific, it's not that great. I'm trying to see if I can improve the accuracy for now. But yeah, so I'm working on the non-hard-coded version of it. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Ambuj, that is really, really good work, really hard stuff. If you want, we can get you some folks from Upwork. We put out an Upwork ad to find people who have experience in the McKinsey causal stack, causal next, and in Neo4j. So if you want any of those resources, they're available to you.
Sure, today I'll try to work by myself in case, I feel I need more assistance. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, that's all. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Ambuj. Next, we have Ashley.
Hello. Sorry if you can hear my dog in the background chomping on food. I have been working on articles for the newsletter. It has, we have 16 subscribers now. Not much, but double from 2 weeks ago. And then I am also, I thought it would be interesting to submit. Adweek has open submissions for AI speakers, or not AI speakers, but AI leaders. And it's like an award for people who've impacted the marketing space through AI. And I thought it would be interesting to submit Avi with responses from the subconscious spin up of ChatGPT. I haven't submitted anything else yet because I want to make sure that those responses are sound. But I thought it was an interesting way to collapse the time on that. And then we got Avi scheduled for an AI podcast, which is with some design and dev firms who spun up a podcast. So it could be more of an opportunity for like a group demo situation. That would be the goal there. And I think that's all for me so far this week. No blockers.
Nice work, Ashley. I really like the blog posts that you've been putting up there. If you want, I don't know if this is best practice, but we have, I want to say almost 1,000 subscribers to our marketing in HubSpot. I don't know if it's kosher to like migrate all of those people to your newsletter or like create some sort of like bi-directional sync so when someone signs up for the demo they get signed up for the newsletter, like whatever it is. But feel free to like leverage our existing people.
I'll definitely look into best practices, and I'm sure when we send out a notice through there, we can definitely at least add a link to sign up for the new newsletter sort of thing.
Right.
I
Thanks,
don't know if it's
Ashley.
best practice, but that's definitely common. Like I get like, oh, get transferred from something to a newsletter, and I mean honestly, as long as there is a reasonably big unsubscribe link somewhere on the first screen, I don't really mind.
All right. Thanks, Ashley. Next up is Avi.
I've been working on organizing the different different business units. I don't know if business units is the right word for it. The different groups. I can give a demo at the end of stand up. Thank you, Sarah, for all of your help with that. Everyone should have seen GitHub and Google Drive and Google Groups links. So we're gonna go through this exercise. Sarah's gonna quarterback it for us to get the teams, blocks of time to meet, to work on initiatives, to groom their backlog, to do all of those things. I'm going to be kind of less available over the next probably 6 to 12 months with fundraising. So everyone's going to be kind of a little bit, there's going to be a period over the next kind of like week or two where I'm going to ask folks to like come up with their like 2 or 3 year plans, and it's going to be those plans that we get that we get funding for. We have a kind of loose suggestion now, but we'd like to get everyone's buy-in. The University of Chicago asked us to go present at their new accelerator, which is like the umbrella above like all of their different accelerators. They have 3 different accelerators, so they want us to go present, so I'll be doing that in 2 weeks. I was invited to SampleCon, so I'm going to finish that application. I think invited to Davos, and so I'm finishing that application today, which should be for next week. There's like a 10% chance that that's actually real, and I'm gonna end up going. And then we have 2 more folks that are onboarding over the next kind of couple of weeks. One is Chin Pradeep from NYU, who's going to be helping Subodh with whatever he needs. And then the other one is Michael Campianca from Google, who is going to be helping Pablo with whatever he needs. So I'm going to be finishing up their contracting and onboarding and all of that stuff today as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Avi. Next, we have Florent.
Hey, yeah, trying to type at the same time. Yeah. Hi everyone. So still onboarding, learning the tools, meeting with as many people as I can. So I met with Datavik to look a bit at the analytics tab, and so one of my goals is to like really understand what's going on there, what do the users need and want, and what should be going there. Like, yeah, what are the plan now? What's the background? So that's one big piece I have right now. Second piece is Avi assigned. So compare real-time synthetic respondent form to real respondent, evaluate real-time statistical power, which is definitely in my wheelhouse as a behavioral scientist. So like I'll be working on that. But yeah, basically learning the rope and thinking and trying to help with the task where I can help. So definitely feel free to, if you're like, oh, I could use a behavioral scientist or someone with, yeah, Avi.
Yeah, sorry. That was just like a placeholder ticket. I will sometimes do that. I'm sorry. I need to be more clear about which tasks are placeholders or not. But I would say connect with Tatevik and Subodh and try to help them out with a couple of their tasks, especially when it comes to the analytics. The analytics that we're working on. But that's like a North Star ticket that I wrote.
That's like a North Star ticket that what, sorry?
A North Star ticket that I wrote. It's like something that we'd like to do eventually.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so those 2 top of mind for me. But yeah, again, trying to learn as much as I can and then helping where I can. So definitely like don't hesitate to throw things on my plate if you're or set up time with me if you want me to. Yeah, like if you have things you want to talk about. But yeah, those are my top items. So analytics tab, and then in the longer run, understanding the like measure of accuracy of what we do. Okay.
Awesome. Thanks, Florian. Next, we have Florian.
Hi guys. Right now I'm working on two things. The first is the attitudinal statements, which I'm currently ironing out the kinks in the prompt. The second is the CI/CD pipeline for the human baselines. For the second one, I have a bit of a blocker right now where there's an endpoint existing already which gets the experiment config from each human baseline run on weights and biases, and also like the output of the run, so the spearman R and everything. And I want to use this in the CI/CD pipeline, but there's a variable declared in the .env file which says that the current folder that we look for in the projects in weights and biases is human_baseline, which I think is the old one. I can use it right now by just hard coding in that the one we're using is HB_core2. But if someone could help me change it, because I think you need access to some of the cloud stuff, change it.
Who can help Florian with that?
Marty, it's the
I can
variable
help.
name in the Doppler, right? That he needs to then just copy.
The HBQ2, yes, it's in Doppler. The name is replications project, something like that.
Human_baseline_project. But can I change it on my own in Doppler, or do I need special permissions for it or something?
Let's sit together for that, because that's a project in weights and bias, and then we are sending the human baseline replications there.
Okay, we can sit and talk about it.
Yeah. After they stand up.
Yep, that works. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Florian. Next, we have Lucy.
Hi everyone. So I was working on creating more posts for our Reddit community and also like replying to people's questions because people were asking some questions, and I was running experiments for them and answering their question. And some other thing is, me and Mia and Pablo were talking about this. Is like, an idea would be cool if we have our own podcast and we invite like guest speakers to like our podcast, and we really like create our podcast channel. We were just talking about it, and I think it would be like a really fun idea to implement. But yeah, and we were just talking about this. And today I think I will be working on some new tasks Avi assigned me this morning, and I have scheduled a meeting with Avi and Sarah. Yeah, that's it.
Nice work, Lucy. What kind of feedback are you getting from the public?
I think people were really curious, like, about like some very niche questions, and I think I have gotten some very really good responses from them, and they were asking like a lot of like what if some political questions as well, and also some like business related questions, and that went well. And I will try posting in some other channels as well to see if we get more questions.
I would love a demo of like the posts that people respond well to versus that they respond poorly to. I'd love to get some. I think it's good for the group here to get as much exposure to the market as possible. So I'm also personally curious.
Yeah, actually, like I post the same question to two different channel, like to two different subreddits, and I got like the completely like opposite response from people. That's like really funny. One subreddit community, they were just like really active, asking some like questions and stuff, and the other subreddit, they're just like, you may be like having some like, I don't know, like they were like having, no, I don't trust AI, or like some like kind of like hate speech. Yeah, it's like completely different. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for the update, Lucy. Next we have Sarah.
Hello. This week I've been organizing the Google Drive, and that's my main focus. Yeah. That's my update.
Okay. Thank you, Sarah. Next we have Subodh.
All right. So I think we have almost two major updates. So probably next 1 hour we'll push the changes. So we'll have so now if you whenever you'll run a human baseline, it will do the checks automatically. And if it doesn't pass the check, it won't run the experiment. You will also have a separate endpoint. So if you just put the folder name, it will tell you whether or not the transcription is valid. So that way we'll ensure only the good ones go through. So that's one thing. Other thing is also we have incorporated the null label in the design back. So you'll be able to say include null labels, yes or no, and it will do the whole thing. So probably in half an hour, Tatvik, I'll send you the new survey file and mapping. So you can take and accordingly incorporate that in the R part if you get versus if you don't. So yeah, those two things will be available from in next couple of hours in the dev. And yeah, I think that's the two big thing from my side. And I guess I'll let other people tell their updates then.
Amazing.
So yeah.
Subodh, can you give us like a brief class or like a general heuristic on when we should use null levels versus when we should not?
So I mean, this is still my thinking. We'll have to verify with a few runs, but if we have any attribute which is monetary, right, it has a dollar attached to it, I would think that we should always have that attribute available. Because I think anything that has like a dollar attached to it is always gonna be key attributes in terms of how anybody will respond to. But we will see either way. Like I said, now that at the moment I allow for not available, even though it is a monetary attribute. And we'll see how with some 5-10 experiment it pans out. If we start to see that it actually leads to a decrease in R square, then we'll go back to for monetary attributes. Let's stick to have them available all the time. And for the rest, we can have it. And yeah, and actually I forgot to tell one more thing. So now we will have the number of options also changing dynamically depending upon your survey configuration. So you could see anywhere going from 2 to 6 plus 1. So that thing is also handled internally now in the dev. So yeah, all these things you'll see in next couple of hours.
Wow. That's going to greatly increase
So
well, go ahead.
So again, this is my thinking. So for the context where we see low R square value, and I mean, from the recent, I remember one from Sarah. She was doing something with Advent calendar, and we had like 50% of the opt-outs. And of course, this is this was run using 2+1 configuration. This is my assumption. When we show 2+1, maybe both the combinations were not really appealing, so it chose opt out. Now, if we give more than two options, three or four or five, there is a chance that one of those options might be more appealing, so it will stick to some of the choosing the product versus an opt out. So the more we can keep the response within the product versus opt out, the more information we will have, and hence better AMC and R square. So it should help us with those tricky situations.
And it will help us out more. Is it fair to say that we extract more information from each response if there's
Bigger
more?
choice set, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And is
Because
it,
then, yeah, because there's more trade-offs happening then. Bigger the choice set, the more trade-off going to happen.
and is it also fair to say that if we have a de-efficient design, the benefit of de-efficiency is even greater if we have more than two
With the
choices?
Yeah,
That's very powerful, Subod. Considering that's like by far our biggest cost, that's going to be very impactful.
yeah, that is it then, Atish.
Thanks a lot. Next we have Tativi.
Hello everyone. After Monday, after Monday pushed to production, I discovered I've allowed some mistakes in the market share simulator. One is calculation related, so I have fixed that and pushed it into dev. So now when we have these recommendations tab, it makes sense and recommends like the correct levels to switch to. Other than that, I did some UI cleaning in the market simulation part. So if we have like longer products name, shorter products name, it won't like rearrange the levels in a weird way. So everything will be aligned correctly. Yeah, that's everything I have so far.
Nice work. My favorite feature.
I just wanted to add one thing. I think we'll have to remove the elasticity calculation from the UI because it is technically not correct. Uh, can you tell us, Tatvik, how do you calculate? I'm assuming you take for every product whatever is the base level of every attribute, and then that's how you calculate the elasticity.
I keep everything the same for all the products, including the product that I'm calculating the elasticity for. Only I change the price level to all the available levels.
Okay, so then we don't explicitly write in our that specific tab that this elasticity corresponds to the configuration that was shown up, right? So if they change, this doesn't change, this stay as it is, right? If they change the configuration on the top, the elasticity chart will not update.
It will update.
It will update? Okay, so then at least we need to explicitly write that this belongs to whatever the configuration is on the top. And then we should have some way of actually saving it, because if somebody wants to do the elasticity, right, they will have to show that this corresponds to this configuration. Because if you really want to have a universal elasticity, the way it needs to happen is that you will have to calculate the market share for one price point, considering all possible combinations of all attributes and labels, because that in a true sense gives you the average probability, and then use that final probability to find out the elasticity. And that we don't do it. So hence the elasticity numbers that we show is contingent upon what the configuration was chosen.
Mhm.
So then I think to be true to people, we should write that sentence explicitly and also have the ability to save it so that people can then download and then so that they can refer it. So this will be one change that we'll have to make in the calculations for now.
Why isn't price elasticity only calculated as the slope of the price?
Because when you do the experiment, you don't just show price, you show everything else, right? So then if you only take the price, then you are saying that nothing else matter except the price. So you need to take into account all the other attributes that you have shown.
It's like you're thinking of the derivative of a curve, but it's not a curve, it's like a plane. And so it's like, well, if you measure the curve here, or if you measure the curve there, the numbers might be very different. And so you need to take into account the whole landscape of the other thing.
Yeah, okay. Sure. But if like
I mean, a short...
yeah. Like if 70% of the variance of an experiment is the price, it's like it'll be a flat plane.
No, not really, right? So if when we have price with some 7, 8 attributes, now I'd see like the feature importance for price is like 30, 35% at best. So that means there's still 65% going around with the others. So you'll massively underestimate the elasticity.
And I mean, typically you can also measure price elasticity around like for example, real world product of like, okay, around this toothbrush, the price elasticity ordering all the characteristics of that toothbrush constant. That's the price elasticity. For the Colgate one, keeping all of the characteristics constant, that's the local price elasticity. So I think it's less of, don't think of it necessarily as like, oh, we need to have a very complex thing. It's more as a, well, we just one number, but it's just that that number is very local.
Interesting. Got it. That okay.
Like, for example, if you think about a Tesla, like the price elasticity for the entry-level model and the price elasticity for the top-of-the-line model, they're going to be different because all the characteristics are different. So you're like, oh, this is the price elasticity here, this is the price elasticity there, and you don't really care about what the price elasticity is in the middle. You just, I want local price elasticity around specific point. Also because no one in the real world is going to go from, I have this product at this price, and I'm gonna change 12 characteristics and put a very different price at the same time and expect you to give me the number. They're like, well, no, that's not how, like, we cannot, science cannot do that. It's more, oh, if I increase or decrease my price from 1% from where I am today, what happens? And that we can tell people.
Right. Okay. Florence, if you could help Tativik with the price elasticity, I think that would be great. For some background, Florent, like the market research community has claimed loudly that one of the reasons synthetic data doesn't work in market research is because there's been a lot of difficulty replicating price elasticity and price sensitivity in language models, and we believe we've cracked that, or Subodh has cracked that, and now we have reasonable price sensitivities. I would love if you could like run some experiments on like Geffen goods or Veblen goods, or like, you know, any sort of like, you know, non-elastic goods, and see if maybe we can replicate some human studies so that we could publish this breakthrough or patent or paper or whatever we
Yeah,
can do.
yeah, no. Yeah, no, I mean, part of my PhD thesis was on price elasticity, so I'm definitely happy to jump in on that. And like, yeah, I mean, it's beyond the synthetic. It's like, well, it's really hard to actually measure price elasticity in the real world because elasticity upward is not the same as elasticity downward, and blah, blah, blah. And individual elasticity is not the same as market elasticity, blah, blah, blah. So, like, it's a complicated question to start with. To say LLM have a hard time with it, it's like, well, they might have a hard time with it, but how does that compare with the realistic hard time? So happy to jump on that, adding that to my list.
So what you're saying is it's a low bar.
Well, I'm saying, yeah, kind of. If you're just saying they're not doing a good job in the absolute, it's like, yeah, that's probably true. But that doesn't mean that it's really far from human, like, real world understanding.
Excellent perspective. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Tatvik. Next we have Tushar.
Hi everyone. So I've been working on the new website and brainstorming its designs alongside Pablo, and also fix some bugs related to pending card with Rupesh. Also fixed other bugs which I found in Sentry in the UI, and added the notifications for the collaborative environment when a user is invited. So in-app and emails both. Oh, yeah, that is currently in PR, but yeah, it will go in live.
Thank you, Tushar. I love the new
Yeah.
name.
Oh, okay. I'll create a repository with that.
Okay, thank you, Tushar. My turn. So I just worked on converting my code to query the CSV into something that works with Postgres, so that when that's ready, I can quickly push my changes. And otherwise, I worked with Avi, Subodh, and Florian to understand how we want to approach population traits and get a clearer picture on where that's going and how to implement it. Yeah, that's all for me. Next we have Abdul Rahman.
Yes. Hello team. For me, I haven't much updates because I was working for the last few weeks. But for now, I just connected with Mahdi yesterday for about the Dupli Cloud status, and I'm just waiting to confirm that we're gonna use the Kubernetes, so I can start moving our resources to Kubernetes. So that's it. I'm just waiting for the confirmation, and I'll start it.
Yeah, so we kind of took your advice and Mo's advice and delayed the Duplo Cloud engagement for another, you know, at least 3 months, probably 6 months, until you guys tell me that they provide some value to you.
Yeah, to be honest, in the meantime, I can see they are not adding anything. The Most of the time they are saying that we add DevOps values to your platform, but from my point of view, I can't see anything they are adding. They are just making a beautiful GUI you can use to just create the same resources, And if you are a little bit expert in GCP, you have the same GUI to do the exact that they are doing. And I think their budget or their subscription is not small. I think it's a big to fund or a big to have them. So I think it's not needed right now to have a deal with them.
Yeah. Thank you for evaluating them. I mean, they did help us with some bugs, but Mo, would you be able to help Atish get a Postgres database set up that we can access?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, sweet.
I think actually Madi might be on that.
Sorry.
Do you wanna get sorry. Do you wanna get the self-hosted from GCP? From GCP offers a self-hosted Postgres, or you wanna have your own server and have PostgreSQL set up on it?
I will explain about it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so it's easier to get started with the self-hosted since um it gives us the address and then we can add it and use it, start using it. And I'm not sure about the backups. We might need some backups and those things. So
Yeah, the backup is automatically configured
yeah.
using the SQL configuration or database configuration. We can set up a daily backup or a weekly one, and it will be stored automatically. And I think they have GCP also have another option called point time recovery or something like this, that you can go back to any point you need to your database. For example, if any row deleted or table deleted, you can go back to specific time and say that I need my database to be updated or to be used from this specific time, and GCP will update the database starting from this point
That's cool.
or this time.
Uh, yeah, let's evaluate both option and then pick the better one. But yeah, this has the other side, which is setting up the database in our application using setting up the ORM. So I will do that. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Mali.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Next up is Hadi.
Hello everyone. So this week I worked on Mohawk's code to have UI for collecting population information dynamically that user can select, and also it's only for United States right now. And when the user selects the state, specific threads for that state will be displayed to that UI, and the user can choose. And for and also I made a onboarding guide
Computer, turn on the
for
ring light.
LLMs and causal graph.
Is the U
This
is the UI ready? Like how far you are, Marty, with that? Hardy?
just need to run an experiment.
Mhm.
I can actually show it.
As a demo? Okay,
Mm,
thanks. Okay, let's see now.
So here,
Wait,
when
wait,
it's
wait,
not
wait. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, go ahead.
so not United States, no states, nothing. And if it's United States, the user can select any state. Then, based on the state, this age and income will be different. So the user can dynamically select
Okay.
this data.
Okay.
Yeah. And the next step we have is code data.
Right. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Hadi. Oh wait, was there more?
No, that's it.
Okay, cool. Next we have Pablo.
This week, just doing more interviews. I had 2 demos yesterday, one actually in person with a media company. I met with the CEO there titled Salvi Media. They're a big media company here in Chicago, and their family also is the biggest law firm here in Chicago. And I know all of them. Interesting use case in the world of law. I also met with Dan Owiniel. He is the director of strategy and insights at 2x4. He's particularly interested. That's a new deal coming into the pipeline. It's perfect timing. And so we have a follow-up meeting later on this week. Today, I have a call with Professor Thomas Gallagher to see how the 6 corporate leads that he gave us, comprised of 2 demos, how that is going. So he wanted to just catch up on that. I'd like to establish a series of next steps on that front. We also met with PwC on Monday, trying to push that as well. And I also have, Ashley, you'd appreciate this, a meeting with Tori from Frog Design. She's a previous product manager, now now in strategy, and she has a big research program. So leaning into that as well. That's later on today.
Okay, thank you, Pablo.
Nice.
Next we have Rupesh.
Hi everyone. I've worked on fixing the major issue that allows the users to think that their experiments have vanished while actually they were in the queue. Now they would be seeing a prompt, and I have also worked on redesigning it where it actually shows the count of experiments in the queue. And today I'll be working on the brainstorm issue, and I don't have any blockers as of now. Thanks. That's it from mine.
What's the brainstorm issue?
When the Y prompt is empty, the upon clicking on the brainstorm, it's generating a suggestions, and also it's returning a warning to the user.
Right, got it.
We need to stop that.
I would love to have a session maybe with like Subodh and a few other people on those brainstorm questions because they're good. I just want to make sure that they're saving the full context of the original prompt and making sure that the dependent variable is written as first person and making sure there's no ambiguity about the decision about why there's a preference. Because sometimes we say like, which one would you prefer, or sometimes it's which one would you purchase, which one would you, recommend. So I think we can maybe tighten up those suggestions a little bit. It's not urgent, but it's
Yeah.
People really love that feature. Nice, very nice work.
Yeah, we can go through that like once I made a fix for the brainstorm issue. Thanks.
I mean, I'm still playing with the prompt which generates those suggestions. I made some more changes. So then I played. It looks more better now. We'll put that in Dev 2. We'll see how it goes.
Nice.
Hey, I think that's everyone. Thank you all. Happy Wednesday.
Oh wait, one thing. There is a weights and biases session going on. I think right now. It just started like 10 minutes ago. If anyone would like to attend, it's about delivering AI agents and monitoring them in weights and biases. So if anyone wants to jump over, I used the new email groups to send that out yesterday. So if anyone wants to attend, this is the invitation.
Yeah, it's I think it's halfway through, but I'm gonna jump in right now.
Yeah, same. All right, I'll give the demo of the org chart and stuff on Friday, if that's okay. I could give it now in like 5 minutes. What do you guys prefer?
And if your people are going to the weights and biases, then I guess we wait till Friday.
All right, we'll do it Friday. All right.
I'm not going.
Oh, I want to go.
I'm just saying.
I think it's either finished or we cannot enter later. I'm finding it's not working for me. I mean, if anyone can get in, to let me know, but I'm not able to get in, so we might have. Maybe they'll send us a recording.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll try. All right, guys. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Please be in the channels. Please work in pairs. Please work in groups. Excellent work this week. I'm so excited for the new release. Thank you, Madi, for the new release. Looks great.